you. Coming up on the show today, President Adama Barrow has removed Youth Minister Hadrame Sidibe and Trade Minister Lamin Diop. The presidency made this announcement moments ago. We have a press release by the presidency there, which we will read to you. Away from that, APRC also today held a news conference to state their position on the rejected draft constitution. Their MPs all voted against the document. There will bring you an excerpt of what the party's position is, but also whether former President Yahya Jammeh would be their candidate for the answer the question regarding whether Mr. Jammeh would be their candidate at next year's presidential election. Gambia Action Party spokesman Mr. Alaji Bayo is my guest today. He will talk to us about the position of their party.
Watanbe, brought to you by APRC.
Be part of the amazing conversations with Gambia's greatest minds and personalities. Get ready to be entertained, inspired, and motivated on the Watanbe platform. Plus, stand a chance of winning the shopping of your life. Call or SMS 1010 for $3 is only to win cash prizes and a free shopping spree.
Join Watanbe live on GRTS and social media on Mondays and Fridays at 9 p.m. Kylie New Watan.
Where AfriCell goes, nobody dares to follow.
Hello there, my name is Laminjai and this is News Review. Coming up today, President Adama Barrow has removed Youth Minister Hadrame Sidibe and Trade Minister Lamin Diop. This announcement was made by the presidency just moments ago. We have a press release from the State House there. Away from that, APRC also today held a press conference on the rejected draft constitution to state their position on what they think about that development there. We'll bring you an excerpt of what their position is. But also, these reports that Mr. Jammeh, that's the former President Jammeh, would be their candidate at next year's election. That was a question that they responded to regarding that. We'll bring you that. Also, Gambia Action Party spokesman Mr. Alaji Bayo is my guest today. But before all of that, we'll quickly look at what the papers are saying. Let's see what the Standard is saying. They are reporting that ECOMIC denies protecting Senegal's interest. State House media officer resigns. That's the resignation of Sana Kamara there yesterday. GDC warns Barrow to beware of deceptors, denies cross-carpeting claims. Latrikunda German Alcalo ship crisis still unresolved. Alcalo drags businessman to court for trespassing on Kartong community land. So on the Standard today, the public relations officer of the ECOWAS mission in the Gambia has refuted claims that the West African troops are, in addition to their mandate, protecting Senegal's economic and political interests in the Gambia. Since their deployment and distribution to parts of the Gambia, the economic contingent in Foni, bordering the southern Senegalese province of Casamance, comprising mainly Senegalese troops, has been at loggerheads with the locals. In June 2018, a spontaneous demonstration against the presence of troops in the area led to the killing of a Foni native, Haruna Jata, allegedly by ECOMIC soldiers. There have also been reports of ECOMIC soldiers stopping or arresting trucks suspected of smuggling goods from Casamance. But speaking to the Standard, ECOMIC spokesman Commander Andy Lai countered, people have the misconception that because of the Foni area issue, ECOMIC is taking sides just to further the interests of Senegal. This is not the case. State House media officer resigns. Sana Kamara, a media officer at State House, has resigned from his job due to professional reasons. I am glad to announce that I have tendered my resignation from the services of the government of the Gambia effective today, September 29th. That was yesterday, Tuesday 2020. It has been both an exciting and challenging experience working as media officer, Sana Kamara said in a statement. GDC warns Barrow to beware of deceptors, denies cross-carpeting claims. The Gambia Democratic Congress NBR, that's the North Bank Region Chairman, has denied reports that his party supporters have joined the NPP in large numbers. Latrikunda German Alcalo ship crisis still unresolved. The mayor of Kanifing municipality has said the contentious nature of the Latrikunda German Alcalo ship succession issue has made it impossible for KMC to resolve it immediately, while dropping hint that the crisis could draw out to the year's end. Alcalo drags businessman to court for trespassing on Kartong community land. The Alcalo of Kartong, Dembo Jabang, has instituted a legal suit against one Lamin Kamara, a businessman, before the Brikama Magistrates Court, presided over by Magistrate that's Mohamed Kurubali there. In his suit, the Alcalo is claiming that the community land, which was leased from the Gambia Tourism Board for 99 years has now been encroached and trespassed by Lamin Camara. Let's see what the point is saying. 12 prisoners free as SIC pay fines. Also, cabinet disagrees with 23 clauses in the draft, including term limit. Sare Debo Alcaloship Mosque dispute worsens. Foreign Affairs Minister shows China of Gambia support to multilateralism win-win cooperation. So according to the point, at least 12 convicted prisoners who were unable to pay their court fines were set free on Tuesday after the Gambia Supreme Islamic Council chipped in and deposited their respective fines amounting to more than $50,000. Cabinet disagrees with 23 clauses really in the draft constitution, including term limit. Information Minister Ibrahim Asila on Tuesday told West Coast Radio that the Barrow-led cabinet has concerns with at least 23 issues which they do not agree to, including the term limit of the president in the rejected draft constitution. Sare Debo Alcaloship Mosque disputes worsen. The Sare Debo Village Alcaloship and Mosque dispute is getting worse by the day in Upper Fladu West District, Central River Region. In June 2019, the Minister of Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs stripped Sajo Soriba Balde of his Alcaloship role, and since then the village has faced Alcaloship problem. Yes, that's it for the newspapers. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back. Now, 2 cabinet ministers have been fired by President Adama Barrow and quickly redeployed to the Foreign Service. Youth and Sport Minister Hadrame Sidibe and Trade Minister Lamin Job were fired on Wednesday. State House this afternoon released a statement, and the statement reads, His Excellency President Adama Barrow, acting under the provisions of Section 71(4) of the Constitution of the Republic of the Gambia, has decided to relieve Mr. Hadrame M. Sidibe, Minister of Youth and Sport, and Mr. Lamin Job, Minister of Trade, Industry, Regional Integration and Employment, of their cabinet appointments with effect from Wednesday, 30th September 2020, and both will be reassigned to the Foreign Service. Consequently, His Excellency the President has also, in exercise of the powers conferred on him under Sections 71(1) and 71(3) of the Constitution of the Republic of the Gambia, has appointed Mr. Bakari Y. Baji as Minister of Youth and Sports with effect from Thursday, 1st October 2020. That's the development from State House there, the removal of 2 cabinet ministers and the hiring of a fresh hand in the person of Mr. Bakari Baji. Away from that, APRC today held a press conference to state its position on the rejected draft constitution. The party is calling the money spent on the document a waste. The party is also speaking on whether Yahya Jammeh would be their candidate at next year's election. Here's an excerpt of what the official said today.
So that the 2020 draft constitution being rejected is a wastage of $116 million. Now, do we gauge the wastage on the basis of amount spent, or the end product, or the quality of the end product? We spent 100 million or 200 million on a transaction. The money does not matter if the end product is good for people. But how can you say we spent 116 million and the end product is useless? That is complete wastage. And that wastage was caused by them, because they want to capture in the draft constitution their individual interest at the expense of the vast majority of Gambians. So telling us it's a wastage, we would rather waste 116 million than have a haphazard document that does not go to address the aspirations of the Gambian people. And I remember when this thing was tabled in Parliament, Khalifa and some others said it is better for us to look at the 1997 Constitution, do the amendments, whatever we want to add, we add, whatever we want to remove, we remove. The 1997 Constitution is not all a foolish one. I just want to just read one portion of it. That's of course, chapter 1, section 1. Section 1, 2. The sovereignty of the Gambia. This is the 1997 Constitution. The sovereignty of the Gambia resides in the people of the Gambia, from whom all organs of government derive their authority, and in whose name and for whose welfare and prosperity the power of government are to be exercised in accordance with this Constitution. This alone is only anything that would happen would only mean that you need to strengthen your institutions. But the relevant constitutional provisions are there for us to operate a system of governance that we all desire. This and many more are in the 1997 Constitution. We remember that when they came to power, the first two things they did was to amend the 1997 Constitution. One dealing with age. You remember? Age. Because a vice president was selected contrary to the Constitution, which is impeachable. He could have been impeached for that. It took us months and months and months for them to amend the Constitution and bring him in. We all witnessed it. Very little outcry from even the media houses. If that were President Jammeh's government, we will not listen. There will be a lot of drummings, you know. We also saw the amendment of, was it section 91? Where when you are sent out, you are expelled by a political party, you lose your seat. I will make comparison to some provisions in the draft constitution that you will see that these people are full of contradictions. They are taking us for granted, so-called intellectuals. I call them so-called intellectuals. We cannot be taken for granted. I will not understand, we are not in government. How would the 1997 Constitution will favor us? We prepared it when we were in government. How does it favor us as opposition again? That would be a contradiction, you know. I want to say that. And two, it underwent amendments, yes, except the Quran and the Bible. All documents can be subject to amendments to meet the times, the needs of the time. They acclaimed that we made in 20 years 50 amendments. 52 amendments, they said. This draft constitution would have gone within 5 years, it go into 1,000 amendments. We are not afraid of the constitution. We are not afraid to have a new draft constitution. All what we are saying is, if we are to do it, it must be backed by law. And the same people told us that there are no provisions here that can repeal this. Preparing a new one is almost the same as what you don't want here, remove it. What you want, you put it there. But it must go by the law. Two, we are against this draft. That aside, we are against this because there are inbuilt provisions meant to favor individuals or institutions at the detriment of the masses of the Gambian people. These are our reasons. There is nothing here that we fear. Nothing. All what we fear is it in the interest of the Gambia? Is it ensuring justice? That's what we fear. That's all what we are interested in.
5 years since Yahya Jammeh left the soils of the Gambia, and according to the 1997 Constitution, one has to be in the country for a minimum of 5 years to qualify to contest in the presidential election. Is there any plans for Yahya Jammeh to return before 2021, or is there any plan to replace him as a flag bearer? Thank you.
Yeah, for Yahya Jammeh to return before 2021, Yahya Jammeh can come even just now. What I'm saying is, accuse him. The government has a right to accuse him with whatever they may accuse him, but the government has no powers and no right to deny a citizen from coming back to his country. Fundamental. So the decision to come back is at his own discretion and will, and of course all of us. 2, candidate for APRC, even when Yahya Jammeh was here, Yahya Jammeh does not put himself as